to start off with Maida Webster. Maida and I, we were trying to figure out, I think we know each other at least 10 years.
A very long time.
For quite a while. Maida and her husband, Bill, are in Connecticut. And they sell the most gorgeous variety of vintage items in Connecticut. And I'm going to let Maida talk about what they sell. So Joan, everybody, if you could mute yourselves, that would be great. Actually, hang on. Let me just do this. There we go. We lost Joan. She'll come back. So Maida, just tell us a little bit of background for you and Bill, how you came to eBay, started your eBay selling, and then a top selling tip you have right now for us.
Okay. We've been members of eBay since the beginning, 1998, but we didn't start selling, although I was obsessed with it, for about 3 or 4 years later. I was a clinical social worker and marriage therapist. Bill was a CIO. We both ended up being retired in the 2002, 2003 era, which coincided when my mother passed away and we had some interesting collectibles that she had. And then an aunt of Bill's passed away who had no children but had 1,000 vintage dolls from the 1960s to the 1970s. She never paid more than $5 for them. They went in her basement. They were in brown bags. She had no discerning eye, but she bought such extraordinary quantity. And when she passed away, the family was going to send them all to Goodwill. So Bill jumped on a plane to Ohio, rented a U-Haul, and brought me back 1,000 vintage dolls. And I bought 15 books. This was before you could do Worth Points or Terapeak or any of that. And every night I would get into my tub and read another book. And at the end of the year, I had sold 1,000 vintage dolls, that some of which there were only 5 in the world, and she had one sitting in her basement. It was crazy. So that got us hooked on vintage. So we sell nearly 100% of one-of-a-kind items, which is the least effective thing to do on eBay, but the most fascinating thing to do on eBay. Bill and I are seniors, we're retired, and we just keep talking how during COVID, our business is thriving. We haven't been to an in-person tag sale or auction in 2.5 years, but every single week we go on local online auctions that you pick up. You have a week to do your research and you pick up whatever you've bought safely with a mask outside. And I feel so fortunate as a senior citizen couple that we have something that we just love doing, and I love the research. So my tip to talk about, because
I was going to say, you actually just gave a tip, so we're getting bonus tips with you, Maida.
Oh, the tip is buying online.
You can source online.
There is a company called Auction Ninja that is, I guess, a platform you would call it. And it's all across the United States. And then individual companies in your area sign on through Auction Ninja and run weekly auctions. And you have a week sitting in your pajamas with your coffee to just do all of your research. And we have just had the best possible sales for 2 years that you could imagine. Because we sell one-of-a-kind things, a lot of vintage toys, a lot of vintage dolls, things of that sort. My tip that I wanted to talk about is using video in your listings. That we have had a YouTube presence, and Bill sent me this morning to tell you, we have had 8,909,000 views on our YouTube channel. The most watched video was a doll called Oopsie, who has had 2,675,000 views. Anything you sell that moves, makes noise, has sound, has music, you make a 30-second video and put it up, and you just go to the top of the heap if anybody is competing with you on what you're doing. We have been selling for the last month or so antique Edison phonographs and music boxes from the late 1800s, and Bill's going to make a video tonight of one that we're doing now. And where other people are selling them for $400, we got $1,700 for the one we just put up, because we could show a video and people could hear the music. Only 30 seconds, nothing fancy. It's not like we have a whole production studio, but I urge anybody who has anything that moves or sings or dances or makes noise to consider adding a video inside your description. And then I always put the word video in the title so that some people search on eBay for things. So I'll say see video. And I don't know if that makes a difference, but my sense is if I was a buyer, I want to see the music play. You know, I want to see the record spinning. I want to see the music playing. That's
that's so sensible, Maida. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, you and Bill have been with me in my membership, Love to Be Selling Insider, for over 4 years.
Yes.
Tell me, for the membership, how does it help you with your selling? Because you're a very experienced seller.
I'm a very experienced seller, but I am an impatient woman, and I do not read all of the new things that come out every other day, every other week, every other month. I know Kathy has my back. When something new comes out, I just wait, and then I say, Kathy, what does this mean? And in concise language that I can understand, you always explain how this is going to affect my business and how to use it. And it is worth 10 times the membership fee to know that somebody can walk me through when I need to all the changes. And there are so many in the 20 years that we've been, doing this. So I thank you for that. And to all the new members, good luck. You're in the right place.
Thank you, Maida, so much. Joan, I'm going to hop over to you. Now, Joan, hang on a second. Let's see. Where we go.